Real Housewives of Atlanta airs incident that led to Kenya Moore's exit. The Real Housewives of Atlanta viewers have finally been clued into Kenya Moore's revenge porn stunt that led to her unceremonious exit from season 16. Moore, 54, who's starred on Bravo's hit reality series since 2012, was originally set to appear throughout the current season. However, last summer, reports emerged that she had been let go from production following an incident with RHOA newcomer Britt Eady. Now, months later, fans have finally been shown a scene of the altercation between Moore and Eady that led to the former's indefinite suspension from the show. On Sunday's episode 5, titled About Last Night, Moore celebrated the grand opening of her hair spa with longtime co-stars Portia Williams, Cynthia Bailey, Drew Sidora, and new castmates Eady, Shamea Morton, Kelly Farrell, and Angela Oakley in attendance. Upon arrival, Eady, who had sparred with Moore earlier in the season, attempted to make peace by gifting her a bouquet of flowers. Moore, however, rejected her apology, leaving Eady to bow out of the event early. In Eady's absence, Moore proceeded to slam her and accuse her of looking for a moment, saying, "I'm gonna pay you dust." Moore then brought out a poster board with the words, "Who is this hoe?" across the top. Below were explicit images of Eady, which were blurred out, that she said she obtained with the help of an investigator. Reacting in horror and shock, the other women told Moore she had gone too far before walking out. Speaking to producers outside the spa, Williams, who has filmed with Moore for years, said, "I want to just take my mic off. You can just act like I was never at this event." In a later piece to camera, Williams admitted she was mortified by Moore's behavior. "I didn't want to stand there and seem like I was in agreement.
I don't support this," she said.
I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened," Bailey said to Moore of her beef with Eady. "I'm getting to know Britt, but I know you," Bailey said. "I really hate that you let that end this way. I think you're bigger than this, and I think you're better than this." "I am," Moore acknowledged. "I'm glad everybody came, and I love you," she said, adding, "I'm not going to tolerate people blatantly disrespecting me anymore." The episode ended with a title card that read, "Based on Kenya's behavior, the decision was made to cease filming with her this season." The Independent has contacted Moore's representatives for comment. After rumors began circulating last June of Moore's revenge porn stunt, she defended herself on X, writing at the time, "I would never engage in revenge porn. I have never distributed private images or footage of anyone, nor solicited images owned by others to use to threaten or blackmail." Kenya Moore addresses Real Housewives of Atlanta suspension, admits to what she did, and apologizes. Kenya Moore is speaking out about what really happened leading up to her suspension from Real Housewives of Atlanta's upcoming season. The 53-year-old star was set to return for the Bravo television show's 16th season and even began filming, before she was then suspended before fully exiting the show. What led to Kenya leaving the show midway through filming was an incident with a new cast member that led to alleged threats and a display of not-safe-for-work imagery at an event she was hosting for her spa. Now, in a new interview, Kenya is fully taking accountability for her actions, sharing the full story of what went down, which we're sure to see play out on screen, and she even admits she's still employed with Bravo and is still getting paid. "So, from that night, where all of this stuff happened and there were threats in my direction and I felt very concerned," she said on the Tamron Hall show. "I told the producers, I'm concerned, I'm scared, and I kind of feel like they said, 'Oh, we'll take care of it,' and it didn't feel like it was taken care of. They actually made me feel like a black Karen. I don't take threats or the way that I felt. You can't invalidate my feelings," she continued. "It was a real concern for me. I'm a single mom with a beautiful child that if anything happened to me, no one would be there for her." And new cast member Brittany Eady, repeatedly said, or it was said that, "You don't know who I am." So, I didn't feel like I was being protected, and I took matters into my own hands. I did my research on her, and I found a lot of information, especially in the explicit world, with a few clicks with people helping me. I didn't get things sent to me, photos or videos that I did see, allegedly, that were her. I said, okay, if no one else is going to step up for me and protect me, I'm going to protect myself, and I'm going to tell everyone what I found out about her. It's a receipt. Kenya then talked about bringing receipts, and while filming, she knew that if something explicit was shown during filming, if it made it to air, it would blurred, so she didn't really think it was going to be that much of an issue. I didn't stand on a corner, posting anything. It was during a taping, she said. I found a lot, but I only showed one. Listen, hindsight is always 50-50, and I could do it all over again. I believe the photos were very distasteful, and I elevated the situation. I've elevated situations before, and I'm taking full accountability for the things that I've done. I am sorry for what I've done. I didn't have to take it that far, but when I felt threatened, I've never had a child and be in a situation like this before, so that's why I escalated it to the point where I was protecting not only myself, but my child. Tamron Hall also shared a statement from Bravo, which said, "We take all allegations of violations of our policies seriously, reviewed the matter, and took appropriate action." Previously, Kenya said that rumors and claims about Cohen at odds were over her RHOA exit untrue. Season 16 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta has been a wild one. But it's the drama between star Kenya Moore and executive producer Andy Cohen that is stealing the spotlight. Moore clashed with newcomer Britt Eady, which led to her controversial exit. Cohen commented on Moore's actions during his radio show, which sparked a public feud. Moore has fired back with accusations of bias, and now fans are divided. Here's the breakdown of their beef, from the incident to the fallout. Moore's departure from RHOA stemmed from a heated moment during the April 6th episode at her Kenya Moore hair spa opening. But tensions had already been brewing. In a prior argument, Eady mentioned having a pistol and whips, which Moore took as a threat. At the event, Eady offered flowers and an apology. But Moore brushed her off. Instead, Moore unveiled blurred, explicit photos of Eady that she allegedly sourced online. This prompted castmates like Portia Williams and Cynthia Bailey to walk out. Bravo's response was swift. A title card stated, "Based on Kenya's behavior, the decision was made to cease filming with her this season." On the SiriusXM show, Andy Cohen Live, the executive producer called it a low point. He said that the cast cleared out after Moore's stunt, according to the Bravo Shade Room on Instagram. "Someone came after me and they shouldn't have, and I started looking into who this woman is, and this is who she is." And she starts showing graphic pictures of her, Cohen said, replaying the RHOA scene in question. And the Atlanta housewives were like, "We're out," he continued. "The place clears out." And Cynthia said, "In all my time on the show, this is the lowest I've ever seen anything get." Cohen's radio commentary didn't sit well with Moore. His co-hosts labeled her actions revenge porn and even sexual assault, which were terms that Moore fiercely disputed. "Sexual assault is rape," she wrote on Instagram. She then slammed Cohen's team as being extremely ignorant for airing unverified claims. She argued the photos weren't private, comparing them to a public sex tape. She also insisted that Eady's gun talk warranted scrutiny. Moore added that she was sick of Cohen's bias and selective outrage. She pointed to past RHOA scandals like Phaedra Park's false accusation against Kandi Burruss that got less heat. On X, she showed her frustration with Bravo's handling of her safety concerns. Moore wrote, "I may be strong, but I'm not bulletproof." Kenya Moore's controversial exit has divided RHOA fans. The fallout from all of this has fractured Moore's circle and the RHOA fanbase. Bailey, who was once close to Moore, revealed they haven't spoken since she called Moore's actions beneath her. This prompted Moore to retweet shade from Nene Leakes about disloyal friends. Fans are also split. Some are backing Moore, arguing that Eady's threats were ignored. One ex-user wrote, "This is exactly why I can't stand Andy." Another user posted, "If Kenya had to stop filming, the same should have happened to Britt." Others are siding with Cohen, agreeing that Moore crossed a line. New episodes of Real Housewives of Atlanta air Sundays on Bravo. Tell us, were you shocked when Bravo ceased filming with Kenya Moore? Let us know in the comments below.